each day going forward. Select groups of asylum seekers will be allowed to cross into the U.S. We're still working on finding out more details and what this policy reversal means for the long term. So joining us now to talk about some of that is the Border Rights Project Director for Otro, Lado, Nicole Ramos. Welcome.
Good morning.
So how is your group helping in this change, and just how many asylum seekers do you think will be affected in this first wave?
Otro Lado is part of a coalition of organizations in Tijuana and San Diego, California that are focusing on processing for asylum seekers in this region. The first level of border opening is going to apply for asylum seekers that are in the Remain in Mexico program that have active cases. Border-wide, the estimation is this will impact approximately 25,000 asylum seekers, but there remains to be decided what will happen to other asylum seekers that do not have active cases that were in the MPP program and did not have access to justice and still deserve that right to pursue their asylum claim.
So have you had a chance to talk to many folks who were affected by this, and how have they reacted to the news that they will now be allowed in while waiting?
Yes, we have an office in Tijuana where we see thousands of asylum seekers every year. We do Know Your Rights presentations and individual consultations. And so we are in constant contact every week with hundreds of asylum seekers. And the sentiment over the last 2 years that the program's been in effect has been really one of desperation. And now there is a lot of hope. People feel like they are coming to the end of a long, dark night. We as advocates remain cautious because there are still lots of unresolved groups of people that are not going to benefit from these first few weeks and months of processing. And they are just as vulnerable, and we are concerned.
Now, going forward, do you think more people, let's say from Central America, will seek asylum? And if so, what do you think that could mean for immigration in this country?
People have the idea that Trump policies somehow prevented or stopped people from seeking asylum. And there is a saying that if the place where you are living is going to kill you, you're going to move. And so this policy, I don't see as encouraging more people to come. That the level of people who have been seeking asylum has remained pretty steady because conditions in Central America have not improved. And if we really want to do something about people coming and us not being able to attend to them all at once, then we really need to address root causes of what is happening in Central America and how U.S. foreign policy has contributed to this migration to our border, because really we are just receiving the victims of our own foreign policy.
And what do you say to critics who have said they fear migrants won't show up for their hearings or could disappear into the population?
No one wants to live their life in the shadows, wondering if they're going to be plucked out of their life and separated from their families permanently. What we hear consistently from immigrants is that they want to do things the correct way. They want to have their day in court. And when you have a system which is designed to force people to fail and not give them the tools so that they can have access to justice and due process and make a fair claim, you're not going to get the results that you want in terms of turnout or participation in the process. But when you make the effort to integrate people, to make sure that they do have the tools that they need to present a case and to survive while they're waiting for their case to be adjudicated, we believe that we're going to see very high turnouts of people going to the conclusion of their proceedings, because ultimately people want to live free and knowing that they are not in violation of the law.
Nicole Ramos, I know you're going to be very busy today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.